Hi, this is Melanie, aka Princess Ninja, aka the Keto Critic, and I'm here today with another episode of 365 Days to 50 because I'm 49 and I will be 50 in less than 350 something days. Anyway, December 30th of this year, I turned 50. And so this is my accountability, and this is how I'm going to make fabulous at 50 not just a phrase, not just a hashtag, but bam, all of this. So if you're new to my channel, I talk about keto, I talk about intermittent fasting, I talk about just life in general, I talk about non-scale victories, I talk about good deeds, I talk about the book that I'm writing, pretty much anything, but I would have to say 80% of my channel is keto. So if you're new here, welcome to Ninja Nation. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get instant notifications when I upload a video. And if you're one of my ninjas, welcome back for some more craziness. You guys are a glutton for punishment. So I want to show you something. It's sparkly stuff. It's sparkly. I have a fetish for costume jewelry. And every one of these beautiful rings used to fit me and no longer fit me. Don't be panicking. There's not one of these rings in here I paid more than 20 bucks for, right? And this is a collection that I have built over time. Do you see all of this beautiful spark? It would help if I remembered that the camera's over here, wouldn't it? Get your crap together, Melanie. Psh. Are you looking at all these? So I didn't pay more than 20 bucks for any one of these rings. As a matter of fact, most of these rings came from fragrant jewels. I used to have this fetish about those bath bombs. You know, the bath bombs you put in your bath and bloop, out comes the ring, right? This is where I collected most of these. And then some of them are gifts and some of them are just, ooh, Bell's sales, you know, 75% off jewelry. None of them are real. None of them are real. Right? You can tell I love emeralds. Ugh. Okay, so anyway, so you can see all these rings. And out of all of those rings that I collected over the years, these are the only 3 left that fit me. And the reason that these fit me were because they were originally purchased as pinky rings, right? And although they're too big for my pinky now, they fit my ring finger. So the pinky rings can now go on this finger. So there's that. So I have another mission, and that is to maybe start a new collection. I don't know. But my goal for this year is to save money. So probably not. When I have my big yard sale this year, I will probably sell all of those and then just maybe start a new collection when I hit my goal weight. Maybe that gives me something to look forward to. Maybe that's something I can buy myself as a milestone, right? Because I do have my milestone jar over here that I'm still collecting. So let's get down to business now that you've seen all of my costume jewelry that does not fit anymore. But it's a good thing because I also have a fetish for costume earrings. So I will wear the crap out of some earrings and some rings on my fingers because I can. Okay, so it's 365 days to 50. Today is January 15th. My weight this morning was 196.6. I have now been out of 200 in Wonderland for 15 days. I'm thinking about buying a house here, really, settling in. Neighborhood's nice, liking that. But I'm thinking I want to live in the addresses towards the 150s, you know. Anyway, I was trying to make a joke, addresses, weights being house numbers, you know, but I'm just not that funny. Okay, so non-scale victory, rings are too big, but that is a happy victory in weight loss. It is a sad victory, and oh my gosh, you have no idea how much I love all of these rings. I love all of them. I love all of them. Okay, I am worthy. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of trust. I'm worthy of honesty. I'm worthy of respect. I'm worthy and I'm valuable, okay? I have value. And I no longer need to be somebody's stepping mat, a place for people to wipe their feet because they're having a crappy day. And I no longer have to apologize for myself, except if I intentionally hurt somebody or if I make a mistake and I hurt somebody. I always want to apologize, because do you know what's more important than being right? Do you know what's more important than being viewed as perfect? Is humility. Humility and being humble is sexy. It is so, so honorable when someone can take ownership of something and say, you know what? We had a falling out. You did this, but maybe if I wouldn't have done this way, maybe if I wouldn't have said this way, maybe if I wouldn't have handled this way, and you take ownership of what you may have had a part in it, or maybe your reaction could have been better and it wouldn't have escalated to the point that it did. Anyway, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anyone else, because I can be a jerk sometimes. I can really be a jerk. Ask Tracy, she's known me for a long time. I can be a jerk, right? I lose my temper, I get emotional, I say things out of context. You know, I'm human. But stay humble. Yeah. But I'm worthy. I'm worthy of the love, the trust, and the forgiveness that I give. I'm worthy of equal. So there's that. All right. I killed it today. My blood glucose wasn't as high, and my ketones weren't as, my blood glucose wasn't as low. My ketones weren't as high. But I was really hungry today, and I'm not going to starve myself. You know why? Because then I'm going to be subject to binging. You know why? Because I used to be a chronic binge eater. I used to have an eating disorder. And if I let myself get to the point where I'm so ravished and I'm so hungry, I have a hard time controlling the compulsion to overeat. And it can happen very quickly, it can happen very easily, and the consequence of that is not that I can't get back up the next day, it's because I'm not gonna like myself when I do it. Because for the next 24 to 48 hours, I'm gonna feel really bad about my decisions. So for me, it's easier to say, okay, Melanie, I know you wanna fast for 18 hours, but it's 16 and you're starving. Go ahead and eat something small to tie you over until lunch. And if I don't make my 18-hour fast that day, the world is not going to stop on its axis. Just saying. Okay, so that's how I roll. If you don't roll that way, if in your opinion that's not keto, you do your thing, chicken wing. It's your thing. I do what you want to do. I can't tell you. That was a good song. That was a good song. I totally went there. Okay, so 16,810 steps today, 15 flights of stairs, 114 minutes. My calories in were 1785, so that's a little bit much for me. I usually try to aim somewhere around 1,500. However, look at the calorie burn. Look at it. It's right there. It's right there, 2611. So even though I had a higher calorie day, I'm still running at almost 1,000 calorie deficit. So, bam, shut that down. My fat grams were a little high today, but like I said, I was hungry. I was hungry, so instead of eating something, I made myself a fat coffee. I made myself a coffee with a tablespoon of coconut oil, a teaspoon of butter, and a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. It was delicious. It was delicious, and it did exactly what I intended it to do. It held me over until my normal eating time, which was about 11 o'clock. But it started me out the day with about 42 grams of fat. So there's that. And plus I ate all my lunch. I could have probably cut something in half and maybe made a better number, but why? I was hungry. I was hungry, and I'm working out, and I'm on keto, so it's all good. It's all good. It is all good. Anyway, I was hungry. That means my body's telling me I was hungry. Eat something. Okay, so protein, 86 grams of protein. Normally I like to aim for 90 grams, but I'm okay with that too. So my good deed for the day was that all day long, because of where I was at, I was in places where there was a door and there were people going out the door. So I made it a point. I made it a conscious point to get to the door before those other people. I ran them over, I tripped them, and I got to the door first. I win. I'm just kidding. I had you going. No, I purposefully rushed to the door to open the door for about 4 people today. And I have a coworker that had an assignment that required carrying heavy furniture and setting something up, a display. And I stopped what I was doing to go help them, even knowing that that could make me work a little late. And I'm salary, so I don't get overtime. So don't say, yeah, but you got overtime. No, I'm salary, I don't get overtime. So even knowing that that might hold me off and make me work a little later, I still took time out of my day to help a coworker achieve their goal. So that's my good deed of the day. My God for the day was driving to work, listening to Dr. Charles Stanley, and then I was listening to the Joy FM while I was walking my dogs after work today, and I was praising and I was singing as I was walking and just being very grateful, which is where I came up with the I am worthy, right? Okay, praise God. Woo. Go JC. YouTube crush is Suzanne's Life Began. And when you type in Suzanne's Life Begins, make sure you do an underscore there, because she has an underscore in between Suzanne and Life Begins, one word. Life Begins, one word. Okay? She has a really great channel. She is embarking on a keto journey. She talks about weight loss. She talks about transitioning in her life. She's going through some things right now. She talks about how she's battling and dealing with depression and how she's overcoming a lot of obstacles in her life. I got a lot of love for her. She's a small YouTuber, so if you are one of my ninjas, please go check her out and tell her I sent you. Say Melanie Ninja sent you. But anyway, so my blah, 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 blah today is find your own way. You can go your own way, go your own way. Okay, I love Fleetwood Mac. That was probably horrible, but that's okay, because I've recorded too much to stop now. So deal with it. Just sit down. It's okay. Okay, so originally when keto, there's not a lot of people doing the original version of keto, because the original version of keto most people would find it unsustainable to keep it 80% fat. Most people would find that unsustainable. Most people don't want to completely give up all foods and stop loving all foods. And just because you conquer a food addiction doesn't mean that you don't remember how great something tastes or whatever. And so somebody comes up with the idea and somebody says, okay, well, we can do keto this way for weight loss, right? And they write this book and they write all of these very strict rules down, and you've got to follow these rules. You got to follow these rules. Well, just because it's on an accepted food list doesn't mean that someone's not allergic to the food. Doesn't mean that they don't have to substitute it for something else. Just because you're on a journey and you're losing 2 pounds a week and you're looking fabulous and you're at your goal weight and you're at your goal weight because you did it this way and these were your macros and these were your calories and these were the books you read and this was the drink you drank and this is when you drank it, and if no one else does it your way, then they're failures. That's not how it works. I love when people say that I'm a failure because I'm doing keto wrong. And they base that just on my slow weight loss. So without a medical degree, without a nursing degree, without a nutritionist degree, they want to talk about how if I did this different, if I did this different, if I did this different. The reason I don't do this or this or this different is because it doesn't work for me. I follow the simple rules of keto. I try to keep my fat the primary source of my calories. I try to keep my protein somewhere around 90 grams a day, which makes my protein somewhere around 25 to 30% of my nutrition. And I try to keep my carbohydrates less than 5%. Why do I do that? I do that because that's what's working for my body. And just because I'm okay with a half a pound a week, just because I'm okay that I'm not hitting my magic number in a certain time allotment, does not mean that I'm doing it wrong. It means I'm doing it within a comfort level that I know that I can sustain for a lifetime. My fear about changing a lot of what I'm doing, because if it's not broken, don't fix it. So if I started stressing out about the speed in which I'm losing weight, and if I quantified everything that I was doing based just on the measure of the scale, I would have quit a long time ago. Because I've had weeks where I didn't lose a pound, but I'm losing inches, right? I've had weeks, 6 weeks at a time, where I didn't lose not a single pound on the scale, but when I measured myself, it was like, oh damn, I'm down 2 pounds. 2 inches. 2 inches. That's the whole reason why I don't have a goal weight. You know what my goal weight is? When I'm comfortable in my own skin. My goal weight is when I can go buy that cute outfit and I don't feel self-conscious about wearing shorts. My goal weight is when I can get a tankini. Because let's face it, this body, this wrinkly skin, this crepey skin, that ain't gonna look good in a bikini. I'm gonna buy an age-appropriate bathing suit. And I feel comfortable and I feel confident. I feel healthy. I am healthy. I've got great cholesterol. My blood pressure is perfect. My HDL is amazing. My HbA1c that used to consider me a diabetic is no longer diabetic. As a matter of fact, it's under that threshold. My cholesterol is perfect. My heart rate, okay, so when people say, but you're not losing weight fast, and if you would follow my plan, you'd lose weight faster. But when I go to my cardiologist in a device, a medical device within my chest has stopped working 30%, it's working 30% less because my heart rate, my rhythm is great. Why? Why would I mess that up to try to lose weight faster? Look, we all have different circumstances. We all have different situations. We all have different family dynamics. We have different work schedules. Some of us want to fast. Some of us don't want to fast. Some of us just want to feel like we can eat 3 meals a day. Some of us haven't totally given up some of our ideas on food. Some of us know that once we hit our goal weight, we want to transition to maybe low carb. Maybe we don't want to be on keto the rest of our lives. You've got to do what works for you. But I'm just saying, if you've still got 60 pounds, 80 pounds, 100 pounds to lose, and you restrict yourself to a point where there's nowhere to go, you have nowhere to go. You've restricted yourself, you've put yourself right here, all for the sake of racing to that goal weight. What happens when you get that goal weight? As soon as you start introducing foods that you've strictly prohibited for a year or however long it takes you to lose your weight, what's going to happen? I would rather lose 10 pounds a year and never feel hungry, never feel deprived, and enjoy foods. Never feel like I am the odd man out at a restaurant. Don't feel like I have to make people just trip and bend over backwards to meet my nutritional needs. Can pack something in a pinch. Nothing has to be like stressful and constant thought and, oh my gosh, if I go over 1 calorie, if I go over 1 macro, my life is over. I have failed at keto. I have to do keto that I can manage, I can feel good about, and that I can sustain for a lifetime. Not till I hit that magic number, but for the rest of my life. I look at it like this. So I don't lose weight very fast, I am a professional weight maintainer, right? That's just going to make it easy for me when I hit my goal weight. When I decide, okay, I don't care if I lose another pound. How great am I going to be at maintenance, right? I'm getting a lot of practice. You keep being a ninja. I'm going to keep being a ninja. Do what works for you. Make sure you research what you're doing. And as long as it fits into the keto lifestyle, do you. You do you. Keep being a ninja. I'm going to keep being a ninja. We'll just ninja this.